asanam chasa na adatta pitra apratinandita sati. This is the verse. This is the main point. All the instructions are on this point, basically. Because the first two lines are telling that mother, sister, so all those, all of them are nicely welcoming Sati, Lord Shiva's wife. Lord Shiva already told not to go. But because of the relation with the family, their own family, mother, father's family, she's going to her home. So they welcomed him, but his father, Dattam Saparyam, because she was given to Lord Shiva, then he didn't show any respect. He was silent. He didn't say anything. No welcoming, no offering seat, nothing. Not a single word came out from him. So that is, she didn't accept because she's thinking, she's waiting. How he's going to react? So Daksha, so when he did that, then she couldn't accept, even though his mother gave gifts and offered a seat and welcoming and talking, so loving exchanges, including your sisters. She couldn't accept because she's affected by this. Now, adatta pitra apratinandita, provoking. Um, that is what Prabhupada is pointing out in these provoking situations. How will you deal with it? How do you get out of it? That is how this verse and the very prominent, important instruction for us. So, word to word translation. Saudharya of our sister, Samprasna with the greetings, Samardha, proper, Vartaya, tidings, Matra, by her mother, Cha and Matra Swasribhi, by her aunt, Cha and Sa Adaram, along with respect. Dattam, which was offered, Saparyam, worship, adoration. Varam represents Asanam, a seat. Cha and Sa, she, Sati. Na Adatta did not accept Pitra by her father. Apratinandita. Anandita, Nandita. That's why you have proposed Jadananda, Mayananda, Sevananda. We have to make the choice. You want to get onto the Maya Airlines or Vaikuntha Airlines? You want Maya Ananda, Jadananda of this material world or Sevananda? You are intoxicated by the service to the Lord and His pure devotees, then you're in a different sphere. Then it won't be affected, will not be affected by any distractions, anything goes on, provoking statement, provoking words within the family, within the society, within the office, within the business, within the temple. Absolutely no effect. So if you are internalizing it, you transfer that on the Sevananda. Uh, if not, that definitely it affects. So when it is done for Karma Mishra Bhakti, Jnana Mishra Bhakti, Yoga Mishra Bhakti. So that is the point. Translation by Prabhupada. Drivanesi Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. Although she was received by her sisters and mother, she did not reply to their words of reception. And although she was offered a seat and presents, she did not accept anything, for her father neither talked with her nor welcomed her by asking about her welfare. So that is the point. Although she was received by her sisters and mother, she did not reply to their words of reception, and although she was offered a seat and presents, she did not accept anything, for her father neither talked with her nor welcomed her by asking about her welfare. So we had to face this. So in the past, with devotees, with outsiders, with family members, whatnot. So this is not something uh, we have not heard of or we have not seen of. These things do happen in Kali Yuga, especially more than before. Purport by Prabhupada. Sati did not accept the greetings offered by her sisters and mother, for she was not at all satisfied by her father's silence. Sati was the youngest child, not only pet, very dear to the father, till before the marriage. After that, completely changed. Daksha became very envious. Because he was proud of his position, he couldn't accept the position of Lord Shiva because he was higher than him. He was not Jiva Tattva. She couldn't accept his position. He was always in that criticizing, envious. He didn't like him at all to begin with. Somehow, because Brahma told his father he had to give. But even then, so he never changed. His consciousness kept on going, in that wrong, opposite. So then it's building up It's becoming like a volcano in the heart because of not having the nurturing, loving relationship with the Lord. So there's a Kanishtadikari to Madhyamadikari, that is the difference, significant difference, to transfer ourselves from one consciousness to another consciousness. So otherwise, on the external, on the Vajranga Bhakti, on the neophyte stage, then it affects. Then we can't act, and it automatically boils up inside, and then we act differently. So we can't perform devotion service properly. We give up services. We cannot attentively chant and hear. All these things are happening in the beginning stages very frequently. So because not having the right consciousness, right association, right loving relationship. That is the important point here. Nurturing, loving relationships. That's very important. So Sati was the youngest child of Daksha, and she knew that she was his pet. But now, because of her association with Lord Shiva, Daksha forgot all his affection for his daughter, and this is very much aggrieved her. The material bodily conception is so polluted. Two times Prabhupada writes this in the last two lines, important. So polluted that even upon slight provocation, all our relationship of love and affection are nullified. Slight provocation. This we see that. Even though mother served for years, still the child, the sons and daughters may act impudently, immaturely. Yeah, so that, and imagine this also happens even with the spiritual master all sometimes. मेरे गुरु से मेरे को जमता नहीं है. Guru and disciple, that also we can see. Yes. So yeah, even with advanced devotees sadhus, this also happens. Well, when we have the too much conditioning, too much wrong consciousness, when we are not in the circle of loving relationship, loving devotees, not engaging in their service, not hearing from them, not serving them, not having the right attitude, not right having a right consciousness, then naturally this absorption, the material external Bahiranga Bhakti and the neophyte stage, then it affects very much, and then we can't practice the devotion service properly. So that's a Vaishnava Seva is there. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu throughout his dealings, he has showed by his own example, and Sri Prabhupada also, loving relationship. It's always been is the center and right, center, left, including Lord Krishna's, including Lord Ramchandra. Any other loving relationship has to be in the center, right, left. In that association, one should practice. So that's it. In the second verse of Madhyamadikari's verse is very important. Isvara tad adhina. When that Isvara tad adhina is missing, then absorption of the on the material level, and then it affects our consciousness. Small, slight provocation, immediately it affects. It distracts us the next day morning. We can't do practice of devotion service. Sometimes days and months goes by. Sometimes we give up devotion, so we go back to our material life. All these things can happen because Isvara Tatadina is not there. Yes. Loving relation with the Lord, very deep, serving the Lord like that, and his representative also, sadhus. Yes, this is a statement of Prabodhananda Saraswati, this is a statement of Narottam Das Thakur in all his songs. They are submitting like, they are feelingly submitting in so many songs. Prabodhananda Saraswati telling the same thing, that's why. Kala Kalina Balina Vairi Varga, Indriya Vairi Varga. Iha Bhakti Marg Kanta Koti Ruda. That's why he's telling. Even Bhakti Marg is filled with thorns because of this not having a loving service to the Lord, loving service to the devotees. So that is missing, then naturally it affects our consciousness. Only we have to take shelter of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. That's what you know. Krupya Karomi. That's why in Chaitanya Bhagavat in the beginning verses also you see that how Chaitanya Mahaprabhu accepted everyone. He didn't reject. He was universally accepted by pretty much everyone. The Buddhists, the Mayavadis, pretty much he transformed everyone. Loving relationship with not only devotees but many different ways how he interacted and how he brought them into the fold. That is the bridge of religion. Chaitanya Bhagavat Madhya Leela, if you look at the verses, what Vrindavan Das Thakur is reciting, beautiful verses representing the Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's deep consciousness to bring everybody in one umbrella, Krishnaika Saranam, bringing them to the lotus feet of Lord Krishna and his devotees and his pure devotees. That is his point. So accordingly adjusted in different ways to bring them into one fold. So that is the point. So after explaining the beauty of the Lord, is giving that verse. Namastrikala satyaya jagannatha sutaya cha sa bhrutyaya sa putraya sa kalatraya te nama. Bhrutya is accepted his servants, so many servants of the Lord. Sa putraya, he accepted the Shravanam Kirtanam, all the limbs are as sons, and also accepted six Goswamis as sons. So intimate. And then Sal Kalatra is internal energy, the consorts or Kalatraya. And then further he describes that what is that? Sa Gauranga Dharma Setu Mahadira is very sober. Dharma Setu is a bridge of all. He brought everybody together. All philosophies, even though they have difference of opinion somehow or the other, he had devised a plan to come to bring them, transform them into pure devotion service wherever he traveled. So and Srila Prabhupada did that as well. Even many of Mayavadis also he could convert, even though he was heavy, but he brought them into the Krishna consciousness as well. So that's a pure devotee can do that. So that's why we have to develop loving relation with the Lord and is a representative of the Lord. In that we should engage in devotional service, chanting, hearing, everything has to be done in that. That's the Vaishnava Seva, Krishna Seva, Krishna Aradhana. This is the center and foremost instruction of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So bodily relations were so transient that even though one is affectionate towards someone in a body relation, a slight provocation terminate this intimacy. मम ज्ञानतिमिरन्दस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः मूकं करोति वाचालं पङ्गुं लङ्घयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरुं देनतारिणं. Happy Akshaya Tritiya. See the Chandan. Beautiful. So how can we not having a loving relation? How can we not intensify our relation when we see the so beautiful, so magnanimous, so compassionate, so captivating Lord? So, it should. It should inspire us more and more. So yeah. ज्ञानाञ्जन चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः मूकं करोति वाचालं पङ्गुं लङ्घयते यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरुं देवतार परमानन्दमाधवं श्रीचैतन्येश्वरं वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपासिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः. जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद. हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे. श्री चैतन्य मनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूप कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वापदान्तिकं. श्री रूप गोस्वामी प्रभुपाद की जय, प्रभुपाद की जय, गौर भक्तवृंद की जय. So in this verse from the purport, how to not be provoked by the feeling, just like Sri Prabhupada himself, one stage program, huge, so many people were there. I think Dr. Mishra, Dr. Shastri, I forget his name. He's there, he was a companion with Prabhupada many times, he was there. He's hearing lectures, he's hearing so many morning walks, many things. But he started criticizing Prabhupada on the stage. Prabhupada, why do you do this? So he went on. Prabhupada didn't utter a single word, single word. He was very silent. Gopal Krishna Goswami Maharaj shares this pastime. He didn't utter a single word. Even later on, rather he called for the devotee. Can you bring that devotee? So, Prabhupada, how can you do that? He was very critical of you and he was criticizing you so I might have done something in the past. So that's a reaction. It's a different ways Prabhupada looked at it. But he was ready to give his mercy and compassion. He was not envious or inimical to even those who was criticizing. He was very compassionate, very affectionate. And this is the same as Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is taking the mood of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Lord Brahma is also giving that. In the third canto, chapter 9, we're looking at the verses beautifully describing how one is. Because when we are on the external platform, then this is what affects. That's why first we'll look at, sing the song of Narottam Das Thakur. So signifying that. So that's why they pray. Repeatedly, they always pray. They submit to begin the day with and end the day with. And throughout the day, this is their consciousness. Always in the midst of devotees. That's why you'll see that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's pastime in the last 24 years, especially among the midst of the devotees. Always he did. So accepting prasadam devotees, dancing and in the association of devotees, chanting in the association, even though he did internal in Siva Sangha, but even outside also, he performed in Jagannath Mandir, Jagamohan, Mundo Parau Evo, Jagamohan. So Lord Jagannath, this hall in Jagannath Temple, they performed Sankirtan. So together, even taking darshan along with the devotees, was hours and hours, whole half day fast. Asking what is the time? Oh, it's afternoon. Oh, is it already? So that is always absorbed in the loving association of his devotee, personally serving the devotees. Prabhupada served like that as well. His own father, Gaur Mohan De, he served sadhus like left and right. Always. He dovetailed everything. So that is the lesson we have to take here. Then only it will not provoke wherever, whatever happens among the devotees also. Prabhupada looked at Prabhupada as a way to deal with any situation. Sometimes so Madhudvisa Maharaj and Tamal Krishna Goswami Maharaj made president and treasurer, both important positions in LA. But they're not getting along. Prabhupada called them. What's going on? What's wrong? So, Tamal Krishna, Prabhupada, what to do? He wants to, we both know how to do. He wants to do same service at the same time, even Mother Desamari, he also wants to do. Then Prabhupada said, so it's all right. So then he sent him to, you go to San Francisco, you celebrate Radha Yatra more gorgeously. Um, then it took it, so that's how Prabhupada dealt with that situation. So Prabhupada knows how to deal, whom to chastise at what time, when, how much. So this is a relation to that loving relationship with the devotees. So that's a, one should be very much careful to maintain that loving relationship with our equal level and advanced devotees, seniors, how we interact, how we observe, how we maintain that relationship prop etiquette. So it's very important. Iswara Tadadina, Bali says, Visas Krupa Maitri Upeksha Sa Bhakta Madhyam. We have to come to the gradually Madhyam platform when we maintain loving relationship with as per Lord and Guru, and that level should be maintained very much day in, day out, and with other devotees also, and compassion. So the practice has to be done in the association of devotees, the chanting and hearing with rapt attention, oral reception. Then only these impurities will go away. पिबन्ति भागवता आत्मना सतां तत्श्रवणपुतेषु संवृतं ते विषयविदूषिताशयं तच्चरणसरोरुहान्तिकम्. Canto 2, chapter 2, 28 or 20, last verse or before verse. Pibati, one has to drink the nectar of this Srimad Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita in the association of devotees. Actually, so those who are wrapped in touch in association with Sri Prabhupada, the previous acharyas following day in, day out. Yes. Then this Vishaya Vidhushita, all the contamination, then it will not affect us. Externally, it may be happening to us. We may be in the midst of this kind of situation wherever. It will not bother us, it will not affect us. We will keep on chanting. Next day also, it will not affect us. Whole life will not be affected by any of these things. Otherwise, it affects very much. When we take bhakti as casual, casually, you come as a social, like you go to marriage ceremony, you go to different ceremonies like that, you come to temple also, you engage in that activity, it becomes externally provocative, then immediately we get affected, we immediately respond. The devotee says something, we also, in the same heat, same wavelength, we respond. So yeah, this is not easy. So that's why when we internalize, the effect should be, the reaction, the way we act will be different. Yes, it is the it can only come if your practice is proper. So that's the chanting and hearing has to be proper in the morning in the association of devotees. That should be the first solution. Next solution is the loving association of devotees, loving service to the exchange of Chaitanya. You look at Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, how he dealt with, where he put his heart, especially with those devotees. Sivananda Sen was maintaining all his devotees. Person Govinda, give him, distribute my mercy, distribute my Mahaprasad. You look at the other devotee, Kalidas. He was always tasting, giving bhoga to the devotees and tasting the remnants. Even the other day, give it. You'll ask permission, nobody will give like that, Maha. So, but somehow or the other used to grab them. When they throw it, they will pick up. Somehow or the other used to get mercy. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu knows what devotee is. So that is he told. Even Chaitanya Mahaprabhu washed his feet, he used to drink. Stop, you're already drank 3 times. And he told Govinda, distribute my Maha to Kalidas. He didn't do that with every devotee. But specifically, he did that with some of these devotees. So he is very much, that means those who have loving relationship with the Lord's devotees, Lord becomes even more captivated by that behavior, by that action. How much is receptive, how much is following, how much is serving my representatives. So naturally, then even if somebody says something, also we don't act immediately, we don't respond in the same way. Uh, we so so we accept it, even though we may be not be at fault. Also, we accept it and we move on. So yes, I may have to ground myself in devotion service. This is good for me. Getting this so that I don't become puffed up. So yes, these many things has to be considered. When Srivas Thakur slapped Harichandan in Radhayatra, it was because he was taking him away from service. He was pulling him and pushing him. What is it? King Prataputra's associate servants, Harichandan. Then he was ready to slap Srivas Thakur back. Same thing. If we do that, it's a great blunder. Especially with advanced devotees and guru sadhus. If you react in the same way, if you have the same consciousness, then it's not good. Then Queen Pratapadra watched, is about to do that, react back to Srivas. He said, stop, stop. What mercy you have received, you don't know. Don't do that. So he has understood, but Harichandra didn't understand. So the different level of consciousness and what consciousness we operate, what consciousness we engage in devotion service is very important. That's why we have to internalize this process. That can only happen if we properly read and hear every day and chant in the morning. Morning sadhana has to be proper. That's a proper, they devised that plan. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu himself did that. Last 24 years, he exemplified that day in, day out, chanting, hearing the associate, taking prasadam in the association, lovingly worship, lovingly welcoming. All these aspects has to be there. When we come to them, you lovingly see the devotee smilingly, lovingly accept, embrace. When the guest comes, also you lovingly accept them. So all these things has to be understood, observed, and followed through. When we don't have, we are so morose, and we have no loving feelings, then the automatically provoking things can immediately affect us because it's a casual devotion is happening. It's not internalizing it. So then automatically this happens. So that is the point. That's why let us sing the song, understand the intricacies of this Vaishnavas. How much Narottam Das Thakurism is submitting here. Prardhana means Nivedana. Ye Nivedana Daro Sakir Anugata. Seva Adhikara Koro Nija Das. Ye Nivedana. So we have to think, where is my Nivedan every day? To Tulsi Maharani, to Prabhupada, or spiritual master, to Sadhu and advanced. Am I doing Nivedan or without submission, I'm just simply doing it because I have independent desire. Independent desire is the problem, is causing this provocation, immediately fall down. But if it is done with submission, then we will not be so much affected by it. Otherwise, it affects because independent desire is there. ठाकुर वैष्णव गण करो ये निवेदन मो बरो अदम दुराचार दारुण संसार निधि ताहे दुभाई लो विधि कैसे धरी मोरे करो पार विधि बरो बलवान ना सुने धर्म ज्ञान सदा कर्म पासे बांधे कर्म ज्ञान yoga. These are all bindings. There's a bhakti has to be done at a pure devotion level with the central focus of Srila Prabhupada or spiritual master. Every word that they say, we have to carefully, attentively hear and follow it. That means for that, you have to cooperate. For that, whatever goes on, you have to accept because that is the goal of life. To please, to follow the spiritual master and Sri Prabhupada. For that, We have to do ready to do anything and everything. To whatever extent we have to forsake it. We have to forget, forgive, sacrifice everything for that. He didn't Prabhupada did that? He did. Did is not our spiritual master not now doing it? Yes. This goes there, even in the organization, these things, you can. Prabhupada was there, this was going on. How can you expect? So, unripe mangoes, you can't expect everybody is a pure devote and acts so gently, so lovingly, caringly. We have to expect these things do happen. Not everybody is an Uttamadhikari or Madhyamadhikari. So, it do happen. So, but the central goal should be there in the heart. Then we can accept these things and move on. Otherwise, you can't accept these things. Karma, Jnana, Yoga, Mishra Bhakti has to be transferred to the Uttama Bhakti. Only goal is to please Guru and Krishna and Sadhu. With that, and for their pleasure, we are doing everything, all our practices, including chanting, hearing, everything. If Guru is so pleased, then he may take me back home, back to God. If he is not pleased, maybe I may be coming back, fine. Whatever Guru is desires. My duty is to serve him only. He is my master, he is my life, he is my soul, he is my everything. Let me serve him. Whatever he gives me, then that's what. I am not demanding whatever he gives me. I am at his feet. I am his dog. This is the Vaishnava conception. Anything else is not actually Vaishnava conception. This is how Prabhupada trained us. विधि बुरो बलवान ना सुने धर्म ज्ञान सदाई कर्म पासे बांधे ना देखी तारण लेश जो तो देखी सबा क्लेश अनाथ कातरे तेई कांदे काम क्रोध लोभ मोह मद अभिमान सहा अपना अपना स्थाने थाने हमारा ऐच्छना मना फिरे जनो अंध जना सुपता विपता नाही जाने నాలుయును సత్మత అసతే మజిలో చిత తుయా పదే నా కొరిను ఆస్ ఇఫ్ యూ డోంట్ షవర్ వెల్ మర్సి వేర్ విల్ ఐ గో సబ్మిటింగ్ టు వైష్ణవ నరోత్తమ దాస్ కోయి దేకి సుని లాగి భోయి Taraya Loho Nijapas, O saintly Vaishnavas, although I am very fallen and misbehaved, I still place this appeal before you. My destiny has plunged me in the fearsome ocean of repeated birth and death. Please grab me by the hair and pull me the opposite shore. Are we thinking like this? No. Uh, if somebody says something, itself we have a problem. He's telling, grab me by hair. He's ready to accept. So even that. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu did that with Kala Krishna Das. He grabbed him by hair from, he went to gypsies. He was attracted by the beauty. Then he pulled him. So what else can he do? Forcibly, he has a different desire than even though when he was with the Lord. That can happen. So my destiny is very powerful. I am not able to hear the knowledge of spiritual life, and I am always bound by the ropes of karma. I cannot see any way to escape my condition. I see only suffering. Helpless and stricken with grief, and I cry. My blind mind cannot see what path is auspicious or inauspicious. It's very difficult. It becomes. My blind mind is helplessly dragged from here to there by lust, anger, greed, bewilderment, madness, and pride. My mind became immersed in the impermanent satisfaction of senses. I could not understand the real goal of life. For this reason, I did not aspire to attain your lotus feet. Narottam Das says, now that I am able to see, hear, touch the Vaishnavas, I have become free from all fear. That's what. See, I'm seeing the Vaishnava, hearing from them, touching the Vaishnava. That means serving them, garlanding them, welcoming them, uh, caring for them. So, offering them some prasadam, money, dakshina, whatever. So this is the day. Akshaya Tritiya day is to serve the way every day. It's supposed to be like that. But opportunity, take the opportunity. Festival days and special days, we take the opportunity to serve the Vaishnavas, Guru, and Prabhupada like that. And that will be the glory. So that's why Prabhupada has created this movement. But time is up already. I'm supposed to speak further, but this is the main crux is there only. Even any situation, you can get out of it very easily. It doesn't bother us if we keep the right, left, center is our Guru, Krishna, and then sadhus, Vaishnavas. We serve them just like Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu showed whole life. How we dealt with every devotee. All greats are devotees, whether it's Rupa and Sanatan or Ramananda Raya, Swarup Damodar, very confidential devotees, or even different, even lesser than. With all grades are due, or those who are Mayavadis, those who are Prakash, Sanat Saraswati, or Buddhists, or those Pathan soldiers, or with a Muslim tailor. How we dealt, how we gave the mercy. So how we interact with them. So that's how one should be compassionate. That is another thing. Loving relationship, and we should distribute Krishna consciousness to others. More we are compassionate for others, always thinking about how to do, when to do. Whenever we get opportunity, we're always looking for not just in the temple, not just while distributing books, but only wherever we are constantly thinking. Uh, Even when we take prasadam, when we are taking, if somebody is there, we share something, we give something. Even the home prasadam, whatever we cooked, always thinking about serving, giving out. We have to devise many different plans. This way, we will not be bound by this provoking things, worldly situations. It doesn't. We become internalize it from a bahiranga bhakti. It comes to antaranga bhakti when we internalize this process very seriously, with loving, rapt attention. That's what oral reception means, with rapt attention in everything we do. Not only hearing chanting, but also serving the devotees and the Lord, serving the devotees especially, and serving others, common people also, to bring them to hold of Krishna consciousness genuinely, not artificially, genuinely. We care for them, as Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu showed his care and compassion, as Prabhupada showed, as our Guru Varga is trying to do that. So we should do our part, and then naturally Krishna becomes so dear. Wherever Krishna is saying, this devotee, if he does these things, he becomes so dear to me. That means you have to pay attention and act accordingly. Then we become so dear, then Lord wants to see us rather than we want to see the Lord. So that means how to become dear to the Lord, how to become dear to the Vaishnava, how to become dear to Guru. We have to look at those characteristics, not always independently plan and devise. Then these provoking things always affect us. That is the real essence for today's verse. Chandra Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Prabhupada ki jai, Gaur Bhaktam ki jai. Chant and be happy. Hare Krishna. Thank you. We'll stop here. Your time is over. Hare Krishna.
I think Prabhuji, Hare Krishna. I think Prabhuji dropped off. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram. Let us offer our prayers to Lord Nrsimha. Jai Nrsimha, Jai Nrsimha, Baladesa, Jai Padma Mukha Vrinda. Ugram Viram Mahavishnu Jalam Tam Saruto Mukham Nrsimha Vishnu Bhadram Nitya Namami. Nrsimha Bhagwan ki Jai, Balad Maharaj ki Jai. Let's offer our prayers to the lotus feet of all the Vaishnavas. Vanchkalpatrubhyascha, Kripa Sindhubhya Patita Nam Pavnebhyo Vaishnavibhyo. Hare Krishna. Thank you everyone for joining.